party people? It's your boy, MC Popsicle. I'm here with Ryan Drummond, or as you may know him, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Hey, what's happening, everybody? I'm hanging out with Popsicle.
Hey, it's very nice to meet you, buddy.
Nice
Thank
to
you.
meet you too.
Thank you very much.
You bet.
So how did you end up getting the job at Sonic?
I auditioned.
Yeah.
I'd actually been doing voiceover for about 3 years when I would happen to be working for a company in San Diego called Lightspan Partnership. And there was a guy there running the studio who knew a casting director who knew someone at Sega. So when the Sega guy was talking about rebooting the whole franchise for the Dreamcast, they mentioned it to the casting director, who mentioned it to the studio guy, and he famously said, "I'm working with a guy right now who does a raccoon for me, and I bet he could do a hedgehog for you."
Oh,
So that's how I got invited to the Sonic audition. It was me against, I think, 30 or 40 other guys.
wow.
And that day it happened to go my way.
So when you're playing someone like Sonic that's already kind of known, you have to put your own spin on it as well. So how do you view the character of Sonic going into it?
It's interesting you should ask. The thing is that I didn't know too much about Sonic before I started playing him. And I think that actually helped me at the time, because I had not heard what Jaleel had done on the cartoon. I didn't really know what they had done in Japan. I didn't have a reference or a preconceived idea of what Sonic should sound like. And so when I went into the audition, there was a list of lines on a piece of paper. I had the headphones on, and the engineer got on the headphones and said, "Do you see that picture of Sonic on the wall?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "What do you think that voice should sound like if it came out of that hedgehog? Line one, ready to go." He hit the button. So I didn't have any time to think about it. I just looked at the picture and went,
Yeah, pick up all the gold rings and get a free life.
and he was like, "Yeah, okay, do that for the second line." And then he finished the whole page talking like that. And then it was like, "That sounded great, thanks." And I went away, and a week later they called and said they wanted to be Sonic.
Wow. So just off the top of your head. no-
Completely. I didn't even have 3 seconds to think about it.
Wow.
And I'm not like a believer in like anything supernatural. But it was just kind of instinct. That's how the voice came out. That's how it's been for the last 26 years.
What do you think about the movies?
I love the movies. First of all, Ben Schwartz, awesome. Awesome. I love that guy. Great human being, and also just hilarious, of course. And I think he fits Sonic absolutely perfectly. I go to the movies, I get the biggest popcorn that you can buy, and just sit there and watch them. Totally enjoyable.
Yeah, I like them a lot too. I wasn't sure how good they were going to do, but I thought they were really fantastic.
Plus, Keanu.
Yes,
Keanu.
definitely. And Idris Elba.
Yes, and Idris Elba as well.
And also, so there's a lot of merchandise and stuff for Sonic. What is your favorite Sonic merchandise?
Oh man, all the ones that have my voice in them.
Amen.
The classic ones, I've got a few of those at home where you push the button and my voice comes out. So that's always a treat.
That's cool. Is there a little known fact about Sonic that maybe not the average person knows? Any behind the scenes stuff? You know?
I'm sure there is. Let's see. Well, little known fact, and this is not really a Sonic thing, but in the game Sonic Shuffle, I actually do the voice of Sonic and Knuckles.
Whoa! I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's the only time, because they actually did the auditions for that game live, which means they didn't see the people, they just listened to the sound files. And the casting director, even though she knew that Sega didn't want any actor doing more than one role, she was just like, just audition for everything and see what happens. So I auditioned for every role in the game that I could. And so when Sega called, they said, "Do you like this guy for Sonic?" Because I'd already been working with him. And said, "We also like this guy for Knuckles." And Sega didn't know, and both were me.
Wow.
So the casting director came in and said, "You're not allowed to do more than one, so you have to do Knuckles if you want to do it underneath." She said, "Do you have a middle name?" And I said, "Yeah, it's Sean." She said, "Okay, Sean, what's a good last name?" We looked around the room we were in, and there was something on the wall, and I said, "Silver." She said, "Great, Sean Silver."
Wow.
So if you play Sonic Shuffle, that's me as Sonic and me as Knuckles, and if you get to the end and see the credits, Sonic is voiced by Ryan Drummond, and Knuckles is voiced by Sean Silver, which is also me.
Wow. That was a really good fact.
And then Sega found out, they were like, "You can't do that anymore."
Oh,
So they were just like, "Do you have anybody in your life who sounds like you?" And I said, "Yes, my good friend Scott Dreyer." And they were like, "Great." So that's when they hired Scott to do Knuckles. Thank you very much. Anytime. Check out this man's comic books. They're amazing.
yeah, Popsicle Ghost. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it.